Was it a cover-up? A rare morning meeting of the East Greenbush Town Board was called out of the blue, according to a viewer who contacted CBS 6. They wanted to know if the town was trying to keep a settlement with a former employee, a settlement worth thousands of dollars, out of the spotlight. So we put Matt Markham on the story. He's here now to explain what came out of it. Matt?
Good evening, Greg. Well, the board did authorize this settlement 3-2 of a discrimination claim, we're told, by the town supervisor's former secretary. Town board meetings are usually scheduled on the third Wednesday of every month, and there still is one scheduled for next week. But this special meeting crept on the calendar for this morning, which has some people wondering why.
The way it was done was dishonest, and I think it was done to keep the public in the dark.
First scheduled for yesterday afternoon, moved to this morning, East Greenbush town officials had a settlement on the agenda for a special meeting. But the meeting in the morning was at an hour where most people would be at work, not your typical 7 p.m. time.
The meeting was published on the town's website. We had an excellent attendance here today, and anybody who wanted to come was notified of it.
The board voted to allow a settlement to the town supervisor's former secretary, Eileen Grant. It totals $65,000, $30,000 paid by the town's insurance carrier, $35,000 from town coffers directly. The overall town budget is about $21 million.
Supervisor misspoke, whether it was his intent or not. But it's costing us $65,000.
It is an unfortunate situation, but these things occasionally happen, and this is the remedy that's been the best remedy that's been provided for at this point, so there's no other choice in the matter.
The supervisor is interested in saving the town as much money as possible by settling this case rather than bringing it to litigation, which could possibly cost 2 to 3 times more money.
Whether or not it would cost the town more to go to court, at least one board member wished it would.
I think that it's a slippery slope we're going down. Out-of-court settlements for discrimination suits. You watch over in Albany and Washington, and you see the way that they settle cases, and this reminds me a lot of that.
Settled for $65,000.
Councilwoman Matters wanted to make it clear that the town made no admission of guilt by settling on the claim, though an exchange at the meeting questioned that position.
Is the 8:45 in the morning meeting going on? That's not an admission of guilt in itself.
Well, one town board member called for an amendment to the settlement resolution. It would require department heads or other people in the position to hire and fire people to take a class on employee relations, but that was tabled. We reached out to Ms. Grant directly today by the telephone, but we did not hear back from her by the time of this newscast, Greg.